Wel- Welcome to the new episode of Too Good to Be True podcast. I am your host Pascal Mayala. Today we are recapping Game Three, like I promised on my previous video. So let's get right to it. But first, before we talk about Game Three, make sure that you subscribe, notify. Leave your comment on my video on my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True podcast. And don't forget to listen to this podcast on Amazon Music, um, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. So let's get right to it. So we are recapping the Wolves versus OKC Game 3. So I'm going to share it with you guys. So great win for the Timberwolves, who everybody thought that they'll go 0-3 against OKC, but let's give credit what credit is due to to the uh, to the Timberwolves. So let's go with the stat for game three. Let's start with OKC. SGA 14.2 rebounds, 6 assists, shot for 4-13 in the field goal, 2-5 in the 3 point. That's probably the lowest of his game actually in this series, and that's not good. Jalen Williams 13 point, 4 rebound, 2 assists, shot for 3-9 in the field goal, 2-5 in the 3 point. Chet Holmgren 10 point, 5 rebound, 2 assists, one steal, 3-7 in the field goal, 1-4 in the 3 point. Compared to the Minnesota Timberwolves, Cat Anthony Edwards got a great game. 13, 30 point, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, two two steal, shot for 12 and 17 in the field goal, 5 and 8 in the 3 point. Julius Randle, he redeemed himself with 24 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, shot for 9-15 in the field goal, 2-5 on the 3 point. Uh, Who else who contribute in the bench? Terrence Shannon Jr. 15 point, 5 and 8 in the field goal, 1 and 3 on the 3 point. Leonard Miller 11 point, 3 rebound, shot for 5 and 6 in the field goal, 1 and 1 in the 3 point. Nickel Alexander Walker, 12 point, shot for 5 and 9 in the field goal, 2 and 4 in the 3 point. So what can I say about this game? So I'm glad that they came back and from 0-2, now we have a series. 100 and 143 to 101. Man, this game, it was pretty much a blowout. It was much a blowout in this game, and I'm glad that the Wolf. It was a wake up. It was a wake up call. Sorry, my apology. A little bit tired, but the Wolf has dominated OKC like I never seen before. And I'm not the guy who do the play by play, but they dismantle them like in a way that I never seen it before. So right before we listen what they got, well actually we can listen right now on what they got to say, what Shea reaction after that game three lost. Um, right about now, people.
Yeah, to sum it up, we just didn't have it. They obviously had it with the sense of urgency, knowing like if they go down 3-0, it's going to be pretty tough. And we just, what it felt like, just eased into the game, and they didn't, and they blitzed us pretty early, and then we were never able to get back because of it. But yeah, they just came out with a sense of urgency, and we didn't. And on top of that, when you play a really good team, it looks like that. So we got to start, come out with a sense of urgency, and then see where the game lays.
So you heard what he said. They didn't play it as a game of urgency, and I can tell you that they didn't. OKC did not play with with the energy like in game one and game two. And if I compare it, um, the team was field goal and 3 point. Look at OKC 40% in the field goal compared to Timberwolves 57, 31 31 percentage in a 3 point compared to the Wolves 50%, and they have more turnover than the Wolf. More steal, actually the steal Timberwolves got more steals. Yeah, like I said, game four is a state emergency for OKC, and let's listen what Coach Daganov got to say after the loss in game in game in game three. So let's listen what he got to say. Here you go.
They did a good job tonight, overall with their execution of the plan, the physicality in the scoring area, creating a crowd. Certainly things we could have done better to try to loosen that up, but they were the better team on both ends tonight.
Went away from the double big lineup in the second half. Was that just trying to throw a different look at them?
Yeah, just trying to get a little more fluidity on the floor and loosen them up. It was effective in the first couple of minutes. We made a nice run. We got it to 22, which for where we were was way more manageable than we had been in a while in that game. But yeah, I mean, just obviously I threw different guys out there tonight. I'm a big believer when the game's going like that, you just give a lot of guys opportunity to give you a spark, and that's what I was trying to do.
So you heard what he said. Yes, the Wolves were a better team. The Wolves were um, better physicality. In a physical standpoint, the Wolf came here from a state emergency that OKC did not do, and I think Game Three, uh, OKC need to play in a state of emergency, just like the Wolf did in this Game Three. Speaking of a state of emergency, let's talk about the Knicks, who had a great a, a 20 plus point comeback win against the Indiana Pacers. Indiana Pacers. So I'm gonna share with you guys with an unbelievable comeback win. So let's start with the New York Knicks with Jalen Brunson, who had a fantastic game. Had a fantastic game. 23 point, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Shot for 6 and 18 in the field goal, 1 and 5 in the 3 point. Carl Anthony Town, 24 points, 15 rebound, 1 assist. Shot for 8 and 17 in the field goal, 3 and 7 in the 3 point. OG Anunoby, 16 points, 2 rebound, 2 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks. Shot for 6 and 9 in the field goal, 4 and 6 in the 3 point. Mikal Bridges, 50 points. 2 rebound, 1 assist, 2 steal, 6 and 8 in the 18 in the field goal, 1 and 6 in the 3 point. Yes, he did rely on his bench a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. But they did he did rely a little bit about his bench. Com- Compared to Indiana Pacers, they were up 20 plus points. Then that 20 plus point got erased in the fourth quarter. So Tyrese Halliburton 20 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, shot for 7 and 15 on the field goal. Um, and 2 and 8 on the 3 point. Pascal Siakam, 17 points. Just second game one, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, shot for 17 and 14 on the field goal, 0 and 1 on the 3 point. Miles Turner, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, shot for 6 to 12 on the field goal, 1 and 6 on the 3 point. And TJ McConnell, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, shot for 509 in the field goal, 0 and 1 in the 3 point. So what can I say about this? Like I said, the Knicks play like in a state of emergency, just like the Timberwolves, and they don't want to go down 0 and 3. So they did the 20 plus comeback in the fourth quarter, and they did what they're supposed to do. They won the game. So, and Carl Anthony Town, they said that he was very unbelievable. He he did the unbelievable to dominate game three with 24 points, and I can say nothing more about Cat. Sometimes, like, yes, I do criticize him because he's inconsistent, but at the same time, when it becomes a state of emergency, you can count on Cat. So let's listen to what Jaden Boston got to say during the victory against the Indiana Pacers. Then we're gonna let Tyrese Halliburton respond after that loss.
Guys were able to come back from a 20-point deficit. What did you think of your team's response tonight?
Just way to stay poised and way to stay confident in each other, and we're not to quit.
It was an unusual lineup that ignited the comeback in the third quarter, and then Cat went off in the fourth. What do you think of his performance tonight?
I mean, unbelievable. I mean, he's built for moments like that, and he just took us home. So the way he did that is incredible.
I know you're an extremely competitive person. What is it like being in foul trouble, having to stand on the sidelines?
I mean, it's awful, but I mean, at the same time, I got the utmost faith and trust in my confidence, in my teammates, and I mean, we came away with a win. That's the most important thing.
Congratulations.
Let's just, so you hear what he said, Jalen Brunson. Let's hear after this commercial with Tyrese Halliburton respond after the loss. But let's make sure to follow me to follow this podcast on my YouTube channel and on Amazon Music and Spotify and Apple Podcast. So let's hear it.
42 net second half. What you see is we had some missed shots. 5 for 25 from three. That's not ideal. I thought I gotta watch film to really see our offensive processes, what they really were. Felt like we got kind of stagnant on that end. But yeah, we'll see where we can get better. Watch film and be ready to go for game 4.
You reading on the drives to decide to shoot or pass in this series felt like a lot today.
Yeah, I don't know. Just trying to feel out the game. See who's rotating over, see who the rotations are. Obviously Mitch is their main rim protector, so when he's coming over, just trying to make the right play. But yeah, I could definitely be better there. But again, I watch the film, see my areas of improvement, see how I can get better for game 4.
So you heard what he said, Tyrese Halliburton. Yes. Well, the offense really was pretty much stagnant in the fourth quarter. I'm not surprised about that. But yeah, it happens sometime. I hope game four Indiana Pacers have uh can adjust in the series. But let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau said, and then I will conclude with the team stat. Uh, hold on, hold on a bit.
hard-fought game. I thought we got off to a good start, then we got into foul trouble. And then we finished the half pretty good. And then we were at our best in the fourth. And a lot of guys stepped up. I thought Cat's presence, Josh all around play, doing what Josh does, everything. I thought Deuce gave us good minutes when Jalen was in foul trouble. OG was terrific throughout. Mitch gave us good minutes. And then Landry and DeLon did a really good job as well.
Tom, obviously Towns 20 in the fourth. Just was there a concerted effort to seek him and hunt him, especially with the lineups that you've had?
Yeah, well, I think that's sort of the mantra of the team. They're unselfish guys. When someone gets going, right, you try to continue to keep them going, and that's recognizing what's working. And so is everyone working together to find open shots for them, which I think is important.
So you hear what Coach Tibbs said. I'm not surprised the team effort what they did, but we gotta give him credit with credit due about coaching. And to finish this, I had to read the team stat a little bit and my reaction to it. So compared to the Knicks and Pacers stat, if you look at the stat right now, uh, right now, the if you look at the field goal, the Pacers got 44% compared to the Nets 43%. But in the 3 point, the Nets had them at 34% compared to the Pacers 20%. The the Nets have more turnover than the Pacers, and the steal also. The Pacers have more steal than the Nets. But what can I say about this game? Yes, the Nets was a wake up call for them, but also Tom Thibodeau need to rely more about the bench more than anything because without the bench, uh, it's easy that you're gonna burn out the starting five. But mostly, also for Jalen Brunson, he need to learn to play off the ball a little bit more because sometimes, and this is where I'm gonna criticize Jalen Brunson. He's pretty much like a ball hog every time, which is kind of good and bad because if and the reason I say good and bad because good because sometimes when the player does not play very well, your star need to not to motivate but to step up a little bit, and that's what Jalen Brunson did. But this time, Carl Anthony Towns step up with his heroic 24 with his 24 points. But that's all the only criticism with Jalen Brunson. But with Tom Thibodeau, like I said, he needs to rely on his bench if he wants to make this a series. Because if he does not rely on the bench, I believe that Game 4, if he does not rely, he can say goodbye to the series. Yeah. Like I said, Knicks fan, Game 4, if Tom Thibodeau does not rely on his bench, he can say goodbye. He can say goodbye to the finals. So that's all I gotta say for Game 3 recap between the Wolves and OKC and the Knicks and Pacers. Make sure to follow me on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and X formerly Twitter. For Instagram is Pascal underscore Mayala underscore 15. Same thing with Threads. Facebook is Pascal Mayala. Um, for X formerly Twitter, It's at Belly versus PMM, and I'll repeat for the last time, at Belly versus PMM. And make sure to listen to this podcast on YouTube, subscribe, notify, leave your comment on your video, and leave your comment on the community. And don't forget to listen to this podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcast. That being said, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.